Hey beautiful people, how are you doing today? I am Agozim Ijofo and you're watching Random Talks with AG. So today we're going to talk about something really interesting. And this topic is the topic I feel like I am most qualified to talk about. See, I feel like I'm most qualified to talk about it because it is something I am experiencing right now. It is something I've experienced in the past and I am experiencing it now too. The topic comes in form of a question. What do you do while you wait? What do we do while we wait? So I'm going to use like a movie I watched as a case study, a reference, anything you call it. This movie was directed by Faye Gambo and the film Boy. It's based on a novel by Yewande Zakios, and he also executive produced the movie. So this movie is about a lot of different people waiting for something, some waiting for the fruit of the womb, mostly women waiting for the fruit of the womb, some people waiting for jobs, just different people waiting for different things, right? So before we delve into the main topic of today, let's know what waiting is. According to the Oxford Dictionary, waiting is the act of staying where you are or delaying doing something until somebody comes or something happens, right? Where Merriam-Webster defines it as to stay in place in expectation of something. There are these lines that the narrator said in the beginning of this movie, and I want to read out some. Okay, I'll start with the first one. Waiting in line is most times not our thing. Normally, we are not ready to wait. We human beings, we are not ready. Like, once we are done with the university, we want to get a job immediately. We don't want to wait for anything. In fact, in our head, we've even planned everything. Like, once you're done with job, once you're done with the university, you're getting a job, you're getting married, and like that. Once you're done with with secondary school, you just want to gain admission into the university immediately. No time to wait. Once you get married, you just want the fruit of the womb, sharp, want to start having children and just keep moving. That is the nature of humans. We humans, we just want to keep moving and moving and moving, right? Let's go to the next thing the narrator says. There is time in between the wait. It is a roller coaster of faith, pain, courage, anxiety. Then it's yours. I think that brings us to the question of the day. What do we do while we wait? According to this narrator, he says that during the time of waiting, we experience a lot of things, a lot of emotions, pain, anxiety, fear, faith, hope, and all of that. But then, do we dwell in pain while waiting? Do we dwell in sadness while waiting? Is that what we should be doing while we wait for whatever it is we're waiting for? Maybe you're waiting for a breakthrough in career, you're waiting for a man to marry you, a woman you would marry, you're waiting to have a child, to gain admission, whatever it is you're waiting for. What is that you do during that period of waiting? So I have few characters I'm going to use as reference as I talk about this. So there is Tosan in this movie. She has had 5 miscarriages, right? And as at the time we meet her in the movie, she is already depressed. She doesn't want to have anything to do with the world again. She stays away from anything that will make her happy because she feels like she's justified in her sadness, and which is understandable, really, right? But then, is that what you should be doing while you're waiting? It's difficult. I am telling you firsthand. You know, I said earlier that I am most qualified to talk about this topic because it is something I am experiencing, right? And which is why I decided to actually talk about it. It is difficult. It is not something that you just know. It is difficult, actually. But then, there is something the narrator says. He says, do not waste your waiting time. Do not wait in despair. And I am here to tell you the same thing. Do not wait in despair. Do not waste your waiting time. I feel like a time of waiting for something is a time for us to actually improve on ourselves. You might be waiting for admission into the university, and then you're focused on that. It makes you sad, it depresses you, it frustrates you, and that is where all your focus is in. Have you ever thought that that period you could use it and learn a skill? A skill that would even help you when you finally gain admission into the university. Do you ever think of that? As you're waiting for a job, do you ever think, instead of focusing on the fact that, no, I don't have a job, you're sad, you're depressed, have you ever thought of, okay, now that I don't have a job yet, maybe it's time for me to learn more skills, improve in myself, know how to communicate better, something that will even give you an upper hand when you finally get that job. You're looking for the fruit of the womb. Have you ever thought that, okay, this one is really difficult because of the pressure around. But then again, it is something you must do, because the funny thing is that you might be waiting for something and that thing may never come. So are you saying that you would now remain miserable for the rest of your life? Which is why we have to utilize that time when we are waiting. Sometimes those things cannot even come and then they go. There are people that wait for, they find it difficult to have a child, and then when the child finally comes, the child dies, the person miscarries, or maybe they've given birth to the child, but the child still dies. Can you imagine? If that kind of thing happens, then what? Does it now mean that you remain soaked in sadness? No. That is why that waiting time is a time for you to, work on yourself. You're waiting for the fruit of the womb. Work in being a better mother when the child finally comes. You want a wife, you want a husband. Work on being a better version of yourself so that you can be a great version of yourself for whoever it is you're getting married to. You want a breakthrough in career, you're waiting for it. Work on yourself to be ready. I'll use myself as an example. At this point of my life, I am waiting on a career breakthrough, right? And I've come to realize that, okay, it seems it might be that I'm not even ready for this thing that I'm actually looking for. As an actor, am I even sure I'm ready? If the role finally comes and I get like a challenging role, can I take it up? Am I confident enough to take it up? Maybe this time is a time for me to actually build my self-confidence as an actor. And that is it. This time of waiting is a time of, improving yourself in different aspects, helping people around you even. I'm going to use one of the characters in this movie as an example. There is this guy, Somto, a first-class graduate of architecture. He also knows how to dance. He has been looking for a job since he graduated, no job. Then his friend suggests to him that, okay, they stay in a slum, and the friend suggests to him that, okay, since you can dance, you can actually start instructing these kids around here so that at least they'll stop all their misbehaviors and maybe start learning how to dance. He dismisses it at first, but he later reconsiders it. And then he starts, right? He brings these children together, teaches them how to dance, and impacts positively on these children. And that's it. And before you knew what's up, he got a job from connection. At the time he was meeting, he used that time to impact on these little kids. And that brings us to the purpose of waiting. That was his purpose of waiting. He needed to do that. It is possible that if he had never done that, if he never did that, right, he would never have got a job. That was his job to do. That was the purpose of his waiting. Find out today what your purpose of waiting is. Then it is also important that we find joy and happiness in the things we already have. Do not focus so much on what you don't have. Enjoy that thing you have. Your parents love you, you have friends that love you, you have little, in fact, you even have yourself to be grateful for. Be happy. Like, pay more attention to what you're in possession of and leave what you don't have. As long as you've done everything, you're now waiting for maybe results, then leave that one. Rechannel your focus, like change your focus to something else, to what you already have, to improving in what you have, to loving and taking care of people around you, to impacting people around you, learning skills, anything you can do. Sometimes, again, you need to do one thing for the door to that thing you're waiting for to open for you. I'll use a character here also as an example. So there is this woman, Mrs. Williams. She had never conceived at all. It's not like she conceived and miscarried. No, she never conceived, and she had married. She was married for 10 years already. The husband very supportive. The husband suggests adoption, and she said, "No, I don't want adoption. No, I want to have my own child." Though, and when she sees children, she gets sad. She because she doesn't have a child of her own. Then she usually has this dream where she hears the child a cry of a baby, and then she goes to carry that baby, and then a woman blocks her and stops her from carrying that baby. This goes on and on until one day, as she was praying, she had a revelation. Like she just said, she was praying and she just said this verse of the Bible that says something about being adopted children of God, and it clicked. Adopted children of God. If you're adopted children of God, then why can't I adopt? That was the revelation she had. That was when she realized that she had to adopt a baby. Since it's a baby that would make her happy, then adopt a baby and take you. It must not be from you. But actually wait, and then you never conceive. What will you now do? Since you want a baby, you want to take care of, adopt a baby. There are many babies that you can actually adopt. She realized that, and then she had a final dream because that dream she usually has, it was constant, like every night. Then when she had the final one was when she saw the face of the woman, and the woman that always stopped her was actually her. So that meant that she was the one blocking her happiness all the while. And that was when she went ahead to adopt that baby. This shows that sometimes we might be waiting for something and then we pause every other thing. You can do something else apart from that thing you're waiting for. Do you know that from this side, you might open the door to this side? This thing you channel your focus or your energy on can be the button you press to open this particular door, to make this thing you've been waiting for pop up. Or you might actually start doing this one and your interest changes and you realize a new purpose. You see that, okay, it seems this one is something I really need to do. And you see yourself not even interested in that which you had been waiting for all the while. So what to do while we wait is that, first of all, we should focus on the things we already have. and be happy about them and find joy in them, right? Channel your energy in other things, improve yourself, get skills, get new skills. There are plenty of skills. You have the internet ready to, making them available for you, different skills. Study different courses. There are free courses online now. As you're waiting for that job, you're waiting for whatever it is, improve on yourself. That is what you need to do. Impact people around you. Then, most importantly, pray. Because this thing, do this one, do this one, it is nothing we can do with our own strength. It is only by God's strength and then with our efforts. Right? Pray. It is by praying that this Mrs. Williams got her revelation. Pray. Ask God for help. Don't overthink it. Sometimes God allows us to wait because we need to learn a lot of things. If we get that thing we are waiting for, we might misuse it. And that's why sometimes we have to wait a long time. So make use of that time that is in between your wait. That period of time you have to wait, make good use of it. I'm going to end this talk with these lines that the narrator said in the end of the movie. So I'm going to use it to end this talk. It says, "Do not waste your waiting time. There is purpose in waiting. You will be transformed from who you are to who God has called you to be. It may take time, but when it arrives, life's sweetness will satisfy your soul." And that is the truth. When you make good use of your waiting time, you will see it. You'll find yourself even happier because you're not focusing on that thing you don't have, that thing you're waiting for. You're focusing on something else. You're working on yourself. You're getting better. And in doing that, you might realize more purpose. As in, you might even realize your purpose in life. It might not even be that thing you're waiting for. That is your real purpose. In redirecting your focus, you might find out what God really wants for you in this period of wait. Okay? So I want you to think about it. What do I do while I wait? While I'm waiting for this thing, what am I doing? Think about it and know if you need to redirect your energy to something else. You need to focus on something else instead of just sitting and be sad like Mrs. Tosan was. Okay? Alright guys, thank you for watching. If you stayed here till now, thank you so much. And I hope you really learned something from what we've discussed. Okay? Make good use of your waiting time. That is the point. Good use of your waiting time. Okay? Like this video, drop a comment. If there is something you want to add to what I have said, put it in the comment section. If you do not agree with something I have said, please tell me in the comment section respectively. Okay? Subscribe to my channel if you've not. Turn on your notifications so that any new video that drops, you would know about it. Okay? Let us remember that together we can make the world a better place. So let's do that. Okay? Alright, see you in my next video. Until then, take care of yourself. Bye.